Hi, I'm Jim Frazier, CEO of Program Insurance, and here's your Squared Away, Be in the Know. I have looked at a number of Arizona emissions policies that prospects have brought to my attention. And in reviewing these policies, a common theme that I see that I find alarming for people is the policies have, on the surface, they look like they provide the coverage that you need. But many of the insurers put limiting language in there that protects them and leaves the policyholder completely unexposed. They feel comfortable within a certain range of providing this coverage in the market. And a lot of times it's on a very limited scale. And much of the work you're doing might actually fall outside of that. And if you're unaware of these limitations in your policy, you believe you have coverage for it and you won't find out until you turn in a claim to find out that it's declined. And an example of this, I've seen two of them actually in the last week. And it was a highly recognized insurance company, and they had two limiting clauses in this particular policy. It was around business valuation and M&A. The first clause was around an M&A transaction that the policy became null and void and provided no coverage for any transaction where the company's sales price might exceed $5 million. So that's quite limiting. I know a lot of our policyholders may do a lot of business in that space, but they invariably are doing transactions where the company's sale price is $20, $25 million routinely. So that policy would not cover those exposures. The other clause that I found alarming within that policy was this particular company did estate planning work. And the policy had a clause that limited, and it basically was an exclusion that the policy would provide no coverage for any family or group of companies or a company with a net worth of over $100 million. And there's a lot of high net worth family entities that have net worths more than that, and you may be doing a transaction on a small portion of that, but the way the policy language was written, that transaction that you did would be made null and void from professional liability coverage because of this clause. I've seen many times our policyholders do valuations for $5, $10 million companies that happen to be owned by a holding company with $1 billion net worth. And this clause would make that valuation fall completely outside the coverage. So please make sure that your policies do not have any of these limiting type languages in there. Many times you can just ask the insurer to remove them and they will. But if you're not aware that they exist, you're not going to know to ask. So being squared away means being in the know.